So today we're out on the water. It's a beautiful, lovely day out here. It is about 70 degrees at the moment, which for Florida is surprisingly a little chilly. But yeah, it's beautiful. As you can see, the lake is just flat as can be. I'm hoping it stays that way. Just ever so slightly, the tiniest bit of a breeze. And what I'm going to do is I am going to paddle around here. And just around this bend up here, I noticed there was a little alcove just around the corner that I think would be a really good spot to fish in. So this is my first time on the lake, so doing a little bit of exploring too. I'm gonna turn over here too so you guys can see the view. There's a little lighthouse over here. See here, I'm not sure if you can see it because of the palm trees, but right out there, right past the front of the kayak right now, there's the lighthouse. It's just a nice little place to be at this morning. One thing that was nice about this specific launch was that there was a kayak and canoe specific boat ramp, which was so convenient. It's my first time ever using one specifically designated for kayaks and canoes. And it just made the loading process so much easier. When I launched, there was maybe about 5 or 6 other people, at least in the specific area that I'm at right now. I know on the other end of the lake, there's a launch spot as well. But I'm going to try to stay kind of more toward the shallows, because I don't want a boat going that quick to hit me or anything. So you'll see here, I'm still using that worm from my last fishing trip. It's kind of got a pretty beat up head on it, but I was having some luck with it. So what I'm gonna do is just get turned around here so I'm facing the reeds a bit more, and then just cast off over there. Yeah. I'm hitting a bit too much grass here, so I will continue paddling on. This little area just looks too good not to try. Luckily, it has not been too hard of a paddle to get over here. It's been actually quite a easy, enjoyable little paddle. Interesting. It looks like something hit my worm, but I did not feel a bite. Try casting him back out there. Oh, I definitely had a bite there. I think I yanked it out of his mouth. This worm is definitely getting worse for wear. Oh, this is the biggest clump of grass so far today. And then this poor worm, since it's seen better days, I'm just going to rip him off, and I can always remelt him down and turn him into more bait in the future. I am going to go with the Speedworm for now. Once I figure out where the fish are, I may try some of the other things. Like, I'd really like to try the Crawdad. See how those work and whatnot. But for now, we'll just stick to what we know works well. What I'll do for now is just cross this area, then try to fish out in here along this bank-ish area. When I was doing some research on this lake, it seems like everyone was catching stuff using some form of either speedworm or just Senko style type bait. So that's why I've been sticking to the finesse worm, the speed worm, and I got my own hand poured stick baits as well that I may give a go here in a bit if I don't have any luck with this. It's a lovely day out here today though. No luck here either. I'm not getting any bites at all. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is when I was talking about how it had cooled down and got to about 70 degrees or so. Keep in mind we're in Central Florida right now, and the temperature, usually the highs are in like the mid to upper 90s, and the lows are in the usually maybe mid 80s. Like it's pretty hot out here. And I don't believe I mentioned also that I'm in the Canoe, and what type of canoe it is. It's the Old Town Discovery 119 Solo Sportsman. So it's technically like a canoe kayak hybrid. It's a really good little boat though. Paddles pretty easily. As you can tell, it's a canoe, but I'm using a kayak paddle, so it's a bit odd. But you kind of get the best of both worlds. There are some drawbacks too, of course, but you can be able to load this up with a ton of gear, like if you were to take it camping. I know a lot of people use this as like a duck hunting boat, or hunting like waterfowl, geese, that sort of thing. So they can throw all their like decoys in here, and whatnot. Plus the side of it is like, they have a camo pattern on it. So it's really a versatile boat. Kind of does a little bit of everything well. So that's what we're in today. So yeah, let's get back to fishing. I'm actually going to change out. So we've seen that the finesse worm wasn't really doing much for us. We were getting a few bites there at the beginning, I thought. So there's a chance we go back to it, but for now I may actually swap over to something else. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. It's a little stretched there, so ideally he wouldn't be stretched as much, but we still got some good action on obviously the legs and the little arms, so give him a go. One nice thing about the little crawdad is he's a little heavier than the worms have been, so I can get a little more distance on him. Plus that makes my cast a touch more accurate, just being able to get him out a bit further. I'm gonna start heading back towards the lighthouse, start to see what else we can see. Before, off to the left over there, I was considering going over there, but I've seen a lot of bass boats coming out of there, so I'm assuming if a lot of bass boats are coming out of there at a pretty decent speed, that they're not having too much luck over there. So if people in bass boats with 16 different rods and full sets of tackle boxes and whatnot can't catch fish out there, then me in a much more minimalist setup is probably gonna have a harder time than they are. I'm tempted once again, as we're coming through here. I still have a feeling about this little inlet here, this little spot. I feel like there's gotta be a fish in there. So I'm gonna give the crawdad a quick toss in there and see. Oh my goodness. It's a big fish that just jumped right behind me. I don't think they'll be hitting a crawdad that deep. I feel like a crawdad's more appropriate for the banks that we've been thrown into. But who knows? See another one just hop right out there. I may actually try tying on something completely different. And what this guy is, he is a little crankbait. He's just the Ozark trail brand from Walmart, so nothing super fancy, but I was curious how these performed, so we'll try that out. I keep seeing fish hop out and about up through here, so I think we have a chance of catching something. I don't know what I just hit into. I feel like, yeah, big clump of grass. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, this is just a little Ozark trail crankbait. Never tried them before, but figured I'd give them a go. They're like $2 or something, so like pretty cheap. And I mean, it looks pretty good. If you can see here, it's got the silver, the blue, and the green pattern going on it. I think it's promising. It's just never tried them out before. Something just hit right where I cast. Oh, right there, right in front of me. Something just hopped. So they're out here. Just got to figure out what'll catch them. I see it just spinning again. What is going on? Oh, the big fish just, God. So we're back on here, and I think we've got a good sized fish on, but I wasn't recording because the GoPro just overheated a little bit. Oh, this thing's taking me under my boat here. This feels like a really, oh my God, a really good fish. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can get the net. Gotta keep him hooked, because yeah, that's a good fish. There we go. That is a real good fish. That's what we've been working for today. So, let's see if we can get a good view of him. I think her treble hooks are all tangled in the net here, but you can see I'm gonna get a weight on this guy, or not a weight, a size on him, because he's a pretty chunky boy there. But you can see, really good fish. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep him in the net for a second. I think I'm probably gonna have to cut my little crankbait off by the time he's flopped around. Ow, wow, wow, wow. There we go. Got him free. No. Not gonna worry about the crankbait for a second. He's at least 19 there. So yeah, his little tail's going to the 19 mark right here. So that right there is a good fish. We'll get him back in the water. Okay, now comes the hard part of getting my treble hook outside of the net. I really need to get a rubber net instead of this, but I'll work with what we got. Finally got the bait untangled from the net. So I'm trying to push back right now, kind of back to where I was, so I can start casting out again. But really happy with that fish. It's about 19-inch fish. He weighed, if I had to guess, maybe about 3 pounds-ish. He was a big boy, pretty fat belly on him. So gonna keep on throwing this crankbait. Gotta say, pretty impressed with the Walmart crankbait. Handled well, it hooked up well. And like I said, I believe it was only about $2. Well, we got to see how after our first fish on it, if it's still going to be like swimming correctly and everything. But so far, pretty happy with it. It's definitely starting to pick up on the water here. There's a lot more, as you can tell. A lot of boats coming by that are just going Mach 12. And whatnot, so probably won't be out on the water too much longer, especially considering it's a good day since I got that first fish, so can't complain with that. Throw this guy back out. I can't remember which direction I was casting to get that guy. I don't know if I was more out into the center here or more to the left, kind of towards where those like that tall grass is. I'm still a little further out into the lake than I would like, so I'm probably about to paddle a little closer back on in. This is kind of where I want to be. It's this little outlet right here. and then maybe cast into this open area, and hopefully the sludgy, gunky, grassy water won't be nearly as bad. I think this is roughly where I was before, but during the fight, and then just with the wind blowing me, I think it blew me down quite a ways. So I think this is where we want to be, is right in this area here. Got my back backed up to the reeds again. Let's see what we can do here. Heard some fish hopping to my left over here, so maybe. Oh, do we have something? I can't tell. Might just be a lot of grass. Yeah, just hooked into some grass. You can see right in front of me there's like just a big clump of grass just moving along. Yeah, I think I got some more grass here. Might need to be a little further out just to avoid the grass, but at the same time, don't want to get hit by people on like jet ski like that going a million miles an hour. There they are coming on through, so that's part of the reason why I don't want to be too far out on the lake here. But at the same time, I'd like to get away from all this muck if I could. Let's see what time of day it is. It's nearly 11 o'clock now, so probably won't be out here too much longer. There's a little duck just making its way on out to me here. See, I don't know if I can get him in the frame. I'm trying to reel in here. In that way. He's just swimming straight to me. I don't know what's going on there, but just a little duck. I think that's a Muscovy duck. I'm not quite sure. I don't know my ducks too well, but if that is the case, they're actually an invasive species to Florida. Because they compete with like our native ducks. But like I said, I don't know my ducks super well, so could definitely be wrong on the type of duck he is. Let's do 3 more casts. This will be 1. More grass, I believe. Yeah. 2. And do 1 straight up in front of us for 3. This will be our last one, and then we'll start rolling in. There we go. So yeah, that'll be the last one for today. We're gonna make our way to the launch, which is just right over here, maybe about 100 yards away. I don't know if you guys can see the plane just right overhead. There's 2 of them actually. There's one here and one right on top of me. And here we go, back at the dock. Try to come in for a nice, soft, slow landing.